Hello everyone and welcome to this lovely stream. I hope you're having a lovely day. We're going to be doing some reading today and I hope that's alright with everyone. I think it's going to be quite interesting for me to read out loud. I haven't done it in a long time, in all honesty. And as you may know from my obviously the most earliest video I did on my YouTube channel is the blind date with the book. So let me just show you what books I have right now at the moment, which I have from the mystery obviously package that I got today. So we have Out on a Limb. This is like a love story kind of thing. And then we have The Serial Killer's Wife by Alice Hunter. I really want to read this one, in all honesty. I'm kind of like thinking, should I? Because it is, I don't know if it's a... I don't know if it's 18 plus, so we'll see what it is actually, you know, about and everything. I'm hoping it's not too graphic, so... But we're currently playing the Club Central in the background, and I have my chat in the background. At least I hope they don't no one speaks to me in the background, but if they are, I'm gonna ignore them either way, so. But you can message me in chat if you want to talk to me about the book or anything like that. So, yeah. So we're gonna start with The Serial Killer's Wife. So let me read the back. Oh, oops. Okay, I'm glad that wasn't my actual... So this is my other webcam. I'm hoping that this is on the right one. Yeah. Okay, let me unplug this. I wanted to use this webcam, but nah, no thanks. I wanted to have like a side view, but I thought no. Let me just... And I hope you like my pajamas. They're Winnie the Pooh, as you can probably tell. We're having a bit of lag in the game. A little bit of lag. But it's fine. We'll live. But let me look at the back. So I only read this like 2 hours ago, I think. And the back says every marriage has its secrets. So Beth and Tom Hardcastle are the envy of their neighborhood, and they have the perfect marriage, the perfect house, the perfect family. When the police knock on their door one evening, Beth panics. Tom should be back from work by now. What if he's crashed his car? She fears the worst, but the worst is beyond imagining. As the interrogation begins, Beth will find herself questioning everything she believed about her husband. They're saying he's a monster, and they're saying she knew. A stunning debut. It's Richie deserves to be a hit. Daily Mail. Hooks you into the drama straight away and does not let you go even on the last page. The Sun. It's actually £8.99, but in Canada it's $22.99. And in the US it's $18.99. So let's have a first look at the first page. It says, after completing a psychology degree, Alice Hunter became an interventions I don't know how to say that, facilitator in the prison. There she was a part of a team offering rehabilitation programs to men serving sentences for a wide range of offences, often working with prisoners who'd committed serious violent crimes. Previously, Alice had been a nurse working in the NHS. She now puts her experience to good use in fiction. The Serial Killer's Wife draws heavily on her knowledge of psychology and the criminal mind. The Serial Killer's Wife, Alice Hunter. It's by Avon as well. We have our little for Katie Longnane, an aspiring editor and friend. Thank you. Chapter 1. Beth. Now, I'm half relieved, half annoyed when I hear the insistent knocking on the front door. Poppy has only just settled after the third reading of The Wonky Donkey. I've promised her repeatedly that Daddy will definitely be home to give her a goodnight kiss. It's gone 8, 2 hours past her usual bedtime. Daddy's here, she says, her aquamarine eyes springing back open, all sleepiness evaporating. And it seems he can't be bothered to use his key, I sigh, rising up from the Disney princess bed. You close your eyes again, my Poppy puppet. That's one way to call someone that. And I'll send him up in a minute. Oh gosh. Nope. We're not doing that today. You can tell it's glitched, the music. Poppy puppet. Poppy puppet. For goodness sake, stop music. I'm gonna mute myself. It's the only way to stop the music, to be honest. It's already copyrighted music anyway. If I can actually stop lagging. That's the greatest thing in the world, isn't it? There you go. Is that the volume? Yeah. So, we turned off everything. That's good. Right, let's continue. And I'll send him up in a minute. I run my index finger from the bridge of her tiny button nose to the tip. I dash down the stairs, unconsciously bobbing under the low oak beam, ready to fling the door open and shout at Tom for his lateness and lack of consideration. But at the same time, I want to throw my arms around him. He's never late back from work, and I've been winding myself up thinking something bad must have happened to him. I've tried convincing myself his train was delayed, or he's been caught up in traffic on the way back from Banbury Station, having to commute from Lower T-E-W, to central London, but every day isn't the quickest of journeys. But if that had been the case, he'd have a call to let me know he was running late. He wouldn't let his little puppy down. He loves hearing her delighted squeals when he does the daft voices. It's something I clearly haven't masterminded, gives the number of times she made me try again to get it right. Let me take a breath. I unlock the solid wooden door and take a steadying breath. There's no need for me to be mad at him. He's late, that's all. Doesn't matter if he's woken Poppy up. Oh wait. Doesn't matter if he's woken Poppy up. He'll happily settle her while I reheat his dinner. Don't shout at him. I swing the door open. Why haven't you got your keys? Scolding words are out of my mouth before I even realize it's not Tom. Oh, sorry, I was expecting my sentence. Trails off, my heart tumbles in my chest. Good evening, Miss Hardcastle, is it? One of the two men says. They stand shoulder to shoulder at my small doorway, obscuring the view outside. I can see the vehicle they've arrived in, but given their smart suited appearance and the fact they know my name, I instinctively know they're police. Yes, I stutter. Not limp. My limbs tremble. I was right. Tom's had an accident. I gasp and hold on off the edge of my door frame, closing my eyes tight. My breaths are coming fast and shallow as I wait for the inevitable. Sorry. My reading's not that great, okay? I miss words and jumble up the words sometimes, okay? Just to let you know. We need to speak with Mr. Thomas Hardcastle, please. The man, who looks to be in his early 50s with hair graying at the temples and thinning on the top, opens a leather wallet and flashes a badge at me. I'm Detective Inspector Manning from the Metropolitan Police, and this is a colleague from Thames Valley, Detective Sergeant Walters. His words fly over my head as relief floods through me. If they're asking to see him, they're not here to tell me he's been killed. He's not here. He's late back from work. I thought you were him. Actually, I say, my voice now more controlled. What's in it in connection with? I frown. Okay. Sorry, I get really pressured when I'm reading. What's in it in connection with? I frown, suddenly aware Di Manning is encroaching on the threshold of my cottage. The other detective whose name I have already forgotten has stepped back and is now scrolling around my front garden. Manning doesn't respond. Can I help? Irritation is creeping in now. What do they want? We'll come in and wait, he says. He turns to the detective, who's now back by his side. Walters, check the bag first, he demands, in his gruff voice. I log his name in my memory this time. I don't feel I have a choice about letting them in to wait, despite my apprehension at allowing two men inside my home. At this hour, when I'm on my own, as if sensing my unease, D.I. Manning asks if I want to call the station to confirm they are official. I give a nervous laugh, says it's fine, and open the door wider. I hear Poppy calling from her bedroom and shout, I'll be up in a minute, sweetie. Up the stairs, going on in there. I point towards the kitchen, followed behind D.I. Manning. As he walks, he strides is long, purposeful. His stride is long, purposeful. I check my mobile. No missed calls, no text from Tom. Where the hell are you? I slip the phone into my trouser pocket. Can I offer you a cup of coffee or tea? Yes, thank you. Tea, black, no sugar. My mind works overtime as I put the kettle on and take 2 mugs from the kitchen dresser hooks. You didn't answer me. What is this about? I attempt to keep my voice light, a curious tone, not a demanding one. Just a few questions at this stage, he says, sitting heavily at my large oak farmhouse table. It was one of my favorite buys when we first moved here 2 years ago. I wanted to embrace the change, so we'd gone from modern London furniture to the rustic Cotswold cottage look. My pulse quickens as D.I. Manning's choice of words at this stage. Oh, questions relating to... Before he can answer me, the black back door into the kitchen rattles. I open the upper part of the barn-style door. D.S. Walters is there. He's obviously been checking the perimeter of the cottage. Do they think Tom is hiding? That I'm hiding him? Something close to panic rises inside me as my imagination begins to run wild. Sorry, I got my hair in my eye. Panic rises inside me as my imagination begins to run wild. I swallow hard, trying to push it back. Down, I let Walters in and ask if he wants a drink. He doesn't speak. Just shakes his head, a piece of sandy brown hair flopping over his forehead with the emotion, which he certainly brushes aside with his forefinger. If they're trying to put me on edge, they're doing a great job. You say your husband is late home from work. Do you have any idea where he is? He commutes to London Monday to Friday. He works in banking for Moore and Wells. I can't think of what else to say, so I stop talking. Have you tried calling him? I did earlier, just before putting our daughter to bed. But not since now. Could you try again now, please? My fingertips shake as I attempt to press Tom's name on the last numbers dialed at display. I accidentally press Lucy's instead and have to quickly cancel the call. On the second try, I hit the right contact. It rings twice, then goes to voicemail. Christ, he must have been diverted. I'm about to try again when I hear the front door. It's Tom, thank God. Now, whatever this is, can I be sorted out? Tom, where have you been? I rushed up to him, pulling him towards me tightly, taking in the slightly sour smell. He isn't wearing his suit jacket. He must have left it in the car, I whispered in his ear. Some detectives are here, and they want to talk to you. Not speak, talk. I pulled away from him in time to see his face go pale. His peacock blue eyes flicker with what looks to me like fear. Anxiety gnaws at my stomach. Mr. Thomas Hardcastle? Di Manning is standing now as he walks back into the kitchen, his badge outstretched. As he approaches Tom, Detective Inspector Manning, Metropolitan Police. I see Tom's Adam's apple bob as he swallows. Yes, how can I help? Tom says, glancing at me before returning his attention to the detective. Did I catch a tremor in his voice? We believe you might be able to assist us with a murder inquiry. A murder inquiry, oh my god. So we got chapter 2, Beth. Earlier, the Nespresso coffee machine whirs noisily as I dash around the kitchen trying to do 3 tasks at once. It's not just because it's a Monday. Every weekday morning begins like this. Frantic, loud, rushed, and very early. Poppy was awake by 5 and 4. About 10 minutes I could hear her pottering about in her bedroom, talking to her most prized stuffed animal, a lion, a tiger, and a sloth that Tom bought her. Before she came in to me, not a hint of bleariness in her pretty eyes, unlike in mine. I never seemed to have sleep for more than 4 hours, meaning my eyes are always bleary. Tom was already up, showered and dressed in one of his many suits. Dark grey is colour of choice for the majority of his clothes. Sitting at the farmhouse kitchen table, his nose stuck in his iPad, awaiting his coffee and for me to cook up a quick breakfast. It's the usual morning. Routine before he heads off. Routine before he heads off. Driving the 20 minutes to Banbury Station where he'll catch the 7:04 a.m. trains to Marylebone? I don't know how to say that. It's a location, basically. He has no clue what my routine is after this, but I often tell him when I kiss the top of his head as he sits calmly sipping his coffee and eating his scrambled eggs that it's chaotic. And he always smiles and looks up into my eyes, winks and says, but you wouldn't have it any other way. He's right, of course. Life is great. We both get to do what we love. Him and finance portfolio manager, and me finally my own boss running a ceramics cafe. And then we come home to each other and our little puppy. We are the envy of our neighbors and friends. Well, I suppose I have 1 or 2 friends anyway. Tom is really inclined to socialize and hasn't really got involved in village life at all since we moved here. Let me just catch my breath. Oh my god. Well, I suppose I have... Okay, I already read that. Got involved in the village life at all since we moved here. That's what living in London for too long will do to you. He's become de-skilled in the art of making friends. When I first met him 7 years ago, he'd been the life and soul, oozing charm, wit and intellect, but the London scene doesn't require effort like he'd need to put in here. In a small village, I must try and organise a dinner party, push him along a bit. It would help me too. I work such a lot at the cafe. I've been rubbish at putting myself out there. Let me just take a breath. Ooh. But I'm hoping to change that with my new book club. After Tom finishes his eggs, he pops his plate and mug in the dishwasher. He kisses Poppy goodbye. Oh, I just spat on there. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Goodbye first, then comes to me and wrapping his arms around my waist, pulling me close as he plants his lips on mine. His deliciously soft, full lips are as rushed as our mornings are. I savor this moment, drink him in, and he grabs my bottom and squeezes hard, immediately stirring up my excitement. That's so gross. I could take you right now against the workshop. He breathes heavily into my neck, peppering it with more sensual kisses. You could, but I think our daughter might have something to say about that. I whisper breathlessly. Poppy is too engrossed in moving her breakfast items from one segment of her plastic plate to the other, mixing the toast soldiers with the banana slices, then stacking the halved strawberries on top to notice what we're doing. This is hella like. Wait, let me read. Where was I? I whispered breathlessly. Okay. We're doing, but he pulls away anyway and takes a deep breath. God, what do you do to me, Miss Hardcastle? He laughs at his usual joke, causing the corners of his piercing blue eyes to crease. Fancy sending me off to work in this state, he says, taking my hand and pressing it against his crotch. You really should finish what you started. What am I meant to do with this? I think this is the 18 plus one. I think I found the 18 plus. I thought it was the other one, but it's this one. Okay, we're gonna carry on. Where were we? Sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat in Roblox, I think. Making sure I'm still in the game. Okay, I laugh. Oh, behave, you're cold. I go to remove my hand, but he holds it tight against him for a moment longer. Right, well, clearly I'm going to have to. I'll be on my way then. Maybe we can pick it up from here when I get home. And he's gone, leaving me slightly breathless, my back against the worktop. Poppy makes a grab for Tom's iPad, which he's left in the middle of the table. Watch CBeebies, she says. Her hands outstretched. Oh, hang on. I snatch a wet wipe and quickly dab her hands with it. Don't think Daddy would want sticky little fingers on his screen. In actual fact, Daddy wouldn't want her to use it at all. He's very protective over his iPad, but it's so convenient for keeping Poppy entertained. And I've been using it myself a bit more recently too. When he's not around, I hand it to her to use while I get ready. Just over an hour later, Poppy is dressed for a little in the night garden, rucksack packed, and she's waiting patiently at the front door for me to gather my things. She wiggles side to side, singing something to herself that I can't make out. Bless her. She doesn't love going to nursery, but she's okay once she gets there. She hasn't practically warmed to any of the other children. At least she never seems to mention any by name. I think she takes after me at the age. Slow to trust. Maybe I still am. I grab my keys and pile of posters from the hallway table. Oh, wait a moment. Where did you put Daddy's iPad, sweetie? I glance around the hallway and then quickly peer into the kitchen, but don't spot it. I put it in. Puppy gives a shrug. Never mind, I'll find it later. I haven't got time to search now. Okie dokie, my little puppy puppet, let's go. When we step outside, I take her hand. They're very pretty, Mummy, aren't they? She says, pointing at the flowers in the garden. With her free hand, I'm unsure what any of them are, but she's right. They are beautiful, purples, blues, and pretty pinks. Trailing white flowers frame the doorway, giving it a homely, happy feel. It was what drew us to this large cottage when we decided to move to Lower Tow from London. Immediate curb appeal, which is with its picture postcard thatched roof and striking red bricks, we fell in love with it almost as quickly as we would fall in love with each other. I first set eyes on Tom at the Sager Plus Wild Bar in the Bethnal Green on the night of the 25th birthday. Of my 25th birthday. I felt a spark of energy as he moved through the people sitting at the outside terrace to get to my table. Another at his confidence when he ignored my friends and spoken just to me. Taking my hand and kissing it, there was a spark when we saw this cottage too. It wasn't meant to be. I believe in sparks. They're lovely poppies, I say, bringing my attention back to the moment I must find out what they are. It's only been 2 years, I add to myself. 2 years, almost the day since we moved in. And not long afterwards that I began my pottery cafe business. A dream I would never have thought not people. I meant, where was I? Oh my god. It's only been 2 years, and I add to myself 2 years almost to the day since we moved in, and not long afterwards that I began my pottery cafe business. Give me a minute. Need to catch my breath. A dream I would never have thought possible when I was working as a recruitment consultant in the heart of London. I can't believe how everything has aligned so we can have this life. It's very nearly perfect, but there's always something more, isn't there? Something else to strive for. Perfection is a state which is always at the least one step ahead of where you already are. And completeness that's not really achievable. Flawlessness really is. Morning, Lucy, I call as I walk into Poppy's place half an hour later. I wanted to call it Poppy's Porry Place, but Tom said it was alliteration overkill. Literally. But Tom said it. Okay, I already said that. I hear a distant muffled moaning from out the bag. Lucy must be taking out the now called glazed items from yesterday's painting session from the kiln. After dumping my stuff in the break room, I take one of the posters I made up at home and pin it on the notice board. I'm excited about starting up the book club here again, but nerves aren't fair beneath the surface. I'm not entirely sure how it will go down. I don't want people to think I'm trying to jump into Camilla's shoes. A shiver runs down my back. It's been nearly a year, though. I'd given it a respectful amount of time after her passing, haven't I? She was such a hugely popular member of the village. Among the mums especially, there might be some who thinks it's inappropriate. I'm taking over something she started. The effects of her sudden death are still felt after the aftershock rippled through the community because she left a 2-year-old without a mother. Little Jess is almost 3 now, the same age as Poppy. I can't even think about leaving her, it's too heartbreaking. Camilla's husband, Adam, must have gone through unimaginable pain, probably still is doing. I shake my head. I don't want to dwell on the tragedy we all sat. Lucy's voice makes me jump. I spin around to see her apron on, all ready to open up. Her long urban corkscrew curls are bundled up in a loose bun. A blue flower print bandana headband fixing the rest in place. She's only 23, but she is confident, hardworking, trustworthy, and the kids and adults love her bright, cheery demeanor and the way she sings while they paint. Mainly it's songs from Disney films, but she pops in the occasional show song for the adults. She was a great choice when the cafe got popular enough for me to need someone else to help. She prepared the cafe and ensures all the machines are on, and the fresh pastries and the cakes are displayed while I drop Poppy to the nursery. Then she holds the fort while I leave to pick her up. She even opens up from 9 until midday on Saturday mornings to serve hot drinks and snacks. My weekends are always reserved for family time. I wasn't adamant about the right from the start. Lucy basically does all the hard work, something she jokingly tells me on a daily basis. Then I tell her she's paid well and we laugh and carry on. We are indeed. Let today's fun commence, I say, rubbing my hands together. If only I'd known the day would end in such a serious note. Chapter 3. Beth. Now. My hands tremble as I pour a glass of Pinot Grigio. D.I. Manning and D.S. Walters had taken Tom with them to the police station in Banbury. Does he need a solicitor? I asked cautiously as they let him out. Manning had used the same phrase in just a few questions at this stage before thanking me for the tea and turning his back. It was surreal. My mind was 2 steps behind. I watched helplessly as Tom had left only moments after he returned home. I had no chance to talk to him, ask how his day had been, ask why he was late. His shocked expression is imprinted on my mind. But it was something more than shock I saw fleeting across his face. I pushed the thought aside. Oh God, Poppy, poor little mite. I'd said I'd be up in a minute when the detectives first arrived, and that was over half an hour ago. Leaving my glass on the worktop, I ran upstairs to check on her. Through the crack in the open window, I could see her around, sound asleep, but her hands laying over her chest. My heart melts, so innocent, the closest thing to perfection we've ever achieved. I think as I gently close the door, my sleeping beauty. All I want is the best for her, the best I can ever give. I won't abandon her the same way I was as a child. I am still haunted by the memories of my father, not loving me enough to want to stay. My mother sunk into her depression and later alcoholism, leaving my nana to practically bring me up. She did her best, but the damage was done. It still affects so many of my decisions. Poppy won't have a bad childhood. I refuse to let that happen to her. She has to have a happy, secure home with loving parents who will never let her down. I drain the glass, then open the fridge, grab the wine bottle and refill as I take another mouthful. An image of my mother flashes across my mind. Don't be like her. I pour the remaining liquid down the sink and put the glass in the dishwasher. I need to stay clear-headed. It's only been half an hour since they took Tom. They probably only just got to the station. He could be hours yet. Maybe I can't speak. I wish I could check. Okay, just making sure. I'm making sure that they're not speaking about anything stupid. Like, I don't know, I'm making sure these three are not being rude to each other, because I don't like that. What are they playing? I don't know what that is. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Okay, I pulled the remaining. Yep. I should try and settle in front of the telly. Or even go to bed. Although I'm fairly certain that that'll be pointless. I can quell the tumultuous thoughts racing around in my head now, let alone if I lie down in a quiet room. A murder inquiry, Manning had said. Whose? Where? When? How? And what makes them think my Tom will know anything about it? This is like chapter 4. We actually go into Tom's mind. That's good. So we have a lot of chapters to go through. This is going to be a very compelling. Can I look at the back? I'm not going to look at the back. Then we can spoil it all. But yeah, you get the gist of what I'm reading. It's basically a crime. Oh yeah, this is the little crime kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? And then it has a little reading list at the back. So I'm going to write on that in a minute. But we got to chapter 4? I haven't read chapter 4, to be honest. I think I've already I don't like ruining books, but that's how it is. Anyway, I'm gonna go now. Thank you all for watching. That was just a snippet of what I'm reading at the current moment. I'm still reading the full of The Rise of the School for Good and Evil. I just wanted to do a quick one before I leave, and I have to do something quickly because I forgot. I've got to do things, you know. Also, hopefully, fingers crossed, there will be another Hannah Diaries video. I am planning something very, very good for this month. Hopefully it's going to be budgeting, but we'll see. Thank you all for watching. Have a lovely night or day or whatever.